So hi everybody, Craig Hanson here, and welcome to my video. We're having a look at Charles Schwarzel here, US Masters Champion 2011. Great player, one of the best in the world. This guy's got nerves of steel. He's one of the best putters in the world, and a great iron player. So let's get in there and have a look. Now Charles likes to fade the ball slightly. And what I've done is just drawn in my normal lines with a line up through the shaft and one from his behind down to the ground and the head, so we just get a better gauge of what's going on. So we'll check it out from both sides. Have a look at this is a very impressive golf swing. Hits some great lines, gets it right on a great plane, sets the club slightly outside the club head slightly outside the hands there, and he turns back. Not a big hip turn. He sets the club up at a great plane here, with the grip end pointing down slightly inside the ball. So now this would be in this area here we'd be getting too steep, and over this area here we'd be getting too flat. So setting it up on a very, very nice plane. Now at the top of the swing, he's lowered his head just a touch, and the left arm is lower than the original shaft plane. Now this is always a good thing. Now when it's this left arm starts to get up a bit high. Now Charles has lowered his swing a little bit in the last couple of years, and the higher this gets up here, and you start not matching your lines up, it's possible to hit it from any position, of course, but the harder it is to get yourself back to impact. Now for your normal golfers who aren't world champions, it's probably better if you get a really nice backswing where the left arm's slightly lower than the original shaft plane. That'll help you come down from the inside and get back to this original shaft plane, which is actually your goal of what you're trying to do. So now he's got a pretty strong grip, Charles, and when you have like a 3-knuckle grip on the left hand, and when you have that, you have a slight cup in the left wrist. So he maintains that cup in the back of this left wrist and here. So we sort of get that effect that the left wrist, if I can just draw this line right, the left wrist and the right wrist sort of have that, but both of them are slightly cupped. So let's have a look at his downswing. This is obviously the part where it gets a little bit interesting. As he comes down, he'll compress downwards a little bit more, so the head's lowering down, a hallmark of great players. And as he gets down into this position here, you'll see that he brings the right arm down and into this direction here, and he'll bring the right elbow under the left. Now you've got about 0.3 seconds from the top of your swing down, so it's hard to sort of think a lot about a lot of stuff, but if you can bring this right elbow and get it underneath the left, it's what gets this plane also down closer to the original shaft plane, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the club back down to the original shaft plane, and we're trying to hit these lines. Now some people say it doesn't matter how you take it away on the way back, like we don't hit it with the backswing, but you've got to be able to hit some good lines coming down on your downswing, and the better your backswing is, the easier it is to find. So the right elbow comes down underneath the left, and he creates so much room with this right elbow in front of his body here. The club splitting the forearm, which is something that we see from so many great players. There's Tiger Woods, the club going through the right forearm. They always tend to get the same sort of look, these guys. So as he gets into impact, he comes back down to the original shaft plane. You can see the compression on the ball ground. As he gets down into this position here, the head will start to slightly lift again. And one of the things I love about this swing is the club exits left, almost stays on that original shaft plane, and the club remains really very passive. It's a very neutral release. There's great motion to the swing. As he comes out, there's another area that's not often spoken about, this area here, where you've got nearly over 90% of club golfers coming out that aren't parallel to this original shaft plane. So impressive golf swing. Now his driver swing, Well, let's look at some stats, and this year he's 22nd on the stats in distance. So like the guy's he's 160 pounds, 5'11". He's built like Mr. Whippet, and he's getting it out there. He's getting some big distances out there, especially when he likes to fade it. His driving accuracy is about 56%, and it's obviously hard to hit a lot of fairways when you're hitting it a long way. But he's got a couple of interesting moves in this swing here. So let's have a look at what actually happens, and we'll just compare it to a couple. Now, he gets up to the top of the swing. We know he's got that cup in the left hand. When he comes down, he's got some hard leg drive here, which obviously creates power. But you don't often see that a lot of the time, that right leg getting out that far in front of this line here. Now when you do, normally a lot of the top guys will pull the leg back in, but Charles will just what he does is he just sort of freezes the hips midway through. That right foot just remains in the air. So I mean, it's pretty freaky, you know. I mean, that's a lot of talent to be able to do that. A lot of the time it happens when you've got junior golfers people that have played junior golf that like played and had undeveloped upper bodies, and the only way that could sort of create power is to hammer the legs or turn really hard. Now a normal play, if you kept turning hard from that position, it would be so easy to just block it straight right over to that direction. But Charles he'll freeze it up and then turn, like even right through to there, the right leg has done nothing, and then he'll turn through at the top. So just have a look. You'll check that out. Oops. Just have a look here. We'll get this. You'll see that with Rory as well. When you'll see this right leg kick through, but you'll see Rory. He'll pull that right leg back underneath him, and he'll also pause the hips through the shot. So, you know, a lot of club golfers are taught to turn their hips hard because these guys are doing it. But you guys, most of the average golfers start turning their hips and thinking about that without any lateral movement with the hips, you're going to get yourself into even more trouble. So even Tiger Woods had that similar type of move. You'll see they look quite similar coming down. I'll just get a line in front of that knee. Very, very similar. These great players get themselves in the similar positions, and you'll see Tiger sort of pull that right leg back underneath and correct it even better. But both have got that similar freezing of the hips through the shot. So let's check out Charles from the other side here. Now it gets pretty impressive in here when you have a look at this guy's flexibility and strength. So you can see the left hand turning quite a bit there. You see a lot of the logo on the left hand. And now you guys out there, most guys, you should be looking at getting a 3-knuckle grip and getting your right hand sitting on top for the club golfer. It'll really give you some more distance and help square the club face up at impact. Now he takes it away, gets a wide takeaway. I like it when the right arm leaves the body there, and especially with the longer stuff, just creates some wicked width. And just check out this position. Like that just looks like a machine. You can see the creases on the back of the shirt. You see the width and how flexible and how strong, and he's just got no body fat at all, and he's just turning that up. His knees remain separated. Like if most of you, like middle-aged people or anyone with not that much flexibility, tried something like this, you might even pass out. So it's just, see how much the shoulders have turned. It's just a freaky position. And you see that he's got like a right angle created here with the shaft and the club. And you see the amount of lateral shift now, the lag created into this position, into here. Left hand under the chin. We've got the club at a right angle, and Got that right knee coming down into the 60-degree area where you've got normally the club golf is up around here somewhere. And right through into that sort of Adonis style finish position that we see by some of the great hitters. You'll get the belt buckle. There's Adam Scott in front, and pretty impressive swing. Anyway, this is Charles Schwarzel. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.